How do there, guys, and welcome back to Edgar TV for a Super Series review, the third Super Series. This one happened out over in Niedenhausen in Germany. Now, I did some live streams while I was out there, but I didn't do like a video diary or a vlog because I filmed that actually for Sky Sports. So you'll see that on Sky Sports in the very near future. Basically, what I thought I'd do is just review this in terms of a breakdown of 4 key sections. So, first one, travel. It was tough. I'm not going to lie. Travel was tough. I'm not a big fan of traveling anyway. I get a bit nervous going through the airports. I'm not the best of travelers. I normally get something wrong, so I normally just like to follow the crowd and just meet people and follow those. This was 3 o'clock in the morning. It was transfers. It was paperwork. It was paperwork going wrong. We got to the airport and the letter we had to say that was COVID clear wasn't timed. So you can only do it within 48 hours. So Callum Ridds, for example, his landing time was 10 minutes after his letter expired, so he couldn't travel. And they did very similar with ours. It was like, oh, but your time's on there. So we had to go through quite a process with that as well. So that was a nervy part of the journey as well. Security and all that was fine. We went through there pretty quick, pretty easy. Nothing in the airport. You'll never see Heathrow Airport so quiet. It was mental. And you'll see that when you see the video over on Sky Sports. But there was a lot to do, a lot of paperwork, a lot of things to get right. And luckily I got it right. We got there. It took 14 hours to get from my door to the hotel. It was a tough journey, and coming back the same. It was an early morning. It was a minibus, or a coach actually. It was a coach. Then airport again, and Ryan Searle nearly didn't get on the flight because he didn't book his COVID test. His partner booked the COVID test back in England. So she just sent through the passenger locator form, but didn't send through the receipt. Why would you need the receipt? Because it's on the passenger locator form. I did exactly the same. It's just because I'm on my phone there. So, yeah, and we got to literally the point we're walking on the plane, and it was like, we need the receipt. And, yeah, it's weird. So, there's a lot of things in place which make it very, very tough to travel, especially if you're anything like me, and you get things wrong a lot in terms of travel. So, I'm glad the travel's over. That wasn't something I enjoyed. Mixed bag. In terms of the actual performances, mixed bag. There were some really good things. The timing looked good at times. I was taking out some good finishes, but the week started better than it finished in terms of results, that's for sure. By the last day, by day 4, I was completely tired. It's so mentally draining to play these events for 4 days, especially in the environment that we're playing them in as well. If you think about like all the restrictions and the lockdown and things that we've got, especially over in Germany, they are full on it at the moment. So yeah, it gets very tiring and a bit lonely at times because you can only be in the venue while you're playing. You've got 10 minutes to go back to your room. You can meet up for food and things, but there's like a couple of people around the table. You've got to be outside. There's lots of different things. So in terms of that side of things, yeah, it was a mixed bag. We got 4 wins, 4 defeats, so not the worst thing in the world, not the best. It was one of them things. I'm not happy with it, but I'm not sad about it. I'm kind of just okay with it, content. It is what it was. That's the way it was. In terms of the actual games, that Louis Williams was probably the game which I didn't have a single chance in that game. He played fantastic. It looked like first off, we started off and I was looking like I was going to go 2-0 up. He took out a 1-4-8 and then never looked back. He played fantastic. He reeled off 3 13 darters in a row at the end of the game. So, what you're going to do. He played really, really well. I think the last day I played young lad Lucas Wenig. I think it's called Lucas Wenig. Quite a muscly lad. I just kept getting opportunities to step in and never did. And he took every chance that was presented to him. So, he did well with that. Day 2, I lost to Rusty Jake. Decent player. He's got a very aggressive throw. I thought he was throwing Death Stars at one point. He very, very aggressive, forceful throw, but very accurate, very good. Not just in my game, but throughout the day and throughout the 4-day competition. So definitely want to keep an eye on there. day one we went out to Watamina. See, even just thinking about it now and trying to, I literally just looked at the results and I still can't remember it all now. But while I was out there and I was doing these things, people was mentioning you can see a bit of weight loss in the face and things. So thank you for that. And I will be keeping up with losing. I'm going to be looking to lose another stone. We've got 6 weeks now until the next event, so hopefully I'll be close to maybe another half a stone, if not a little bit more by the next event. But I'm looking to do another stone in total. Enjoyable. Despite the fact that it's lonely, despite the fact of all these things, I think we took great gratitude and things in the bits we could do. Like we could meet up for dinner, we could sit outside for a little bit. I had a really, really enjoyable time. I spent a lot of time just laughing my head off. I think everyone was just in that point where they're just like, let's make the most of what we've got here. And, I spent a lot of time with Aaron Beanie, who made the semi-final. I'm sure he's going to watch this just to see if I mentioned the green egg. I mean, Aaron Beanie will eat or drink anything. He's one of those type of people. We all know one of them, don't we? We all know that guy. He's that guy. And there was this green egg, and he has a bite of it, and he goes, I'm not sure. He has another bite of it. He goes, nah, don't like that. But he finished it anyway because he doesn't like to waste anything. So, yeah, he's that guy. So yeah, we had a bit of a. There's so many stories. I don't know how many stories I could actually really tell. Um, we've got the snorer story. Our room was like down this little corridor bit. So there's a door and then there's like a couple of rooms. There was me, Chris Dobie, Ron Muhlenkamp, Ian White, Jonathan Worsley down that corridor, and maybe one more. They're the people I've worked out was down there. Somebody was snoring that bad that we could hear him all the way up and down the corridor. I've narrowed it down. It's not Chris Dobie because Chris Dobie was the other way. I originally accused Ron Muhlenkamp on this channel, but he denies that it's him. He reckons it was from room 470 originally. Then he says room 469. I know for a fact, because someone's already told me, Jonathan Worsley was in room 469. So if that's true, the snorer is John Worsley. If not, I think it's Ian White. It's between the two. Or there's a mysterious other person down there. There's one extra room. So who was the German snorer? Last thing, never again. Never again. And what I mean by this is I don't think we'll ever see events like this ever again, where we're completely in a bubble, we're completely confined to everything. I think this is literally the very, very last time we do events in this sort of style. So if you look at the next event is mid-June in Milton Keynes, which is in the UK. The UK restrictions are expected to be lifted as of the 17th of May, which means, provided there's no spikes or no changes to the situation here in the UK, we should be in a semi-bubble, maybe not even a bubble environment to get that event going on in Milton Keynes. We'll certainly see. But in terms of what we've just gone through, in terms of that event, in terms of all that sort of paperwork and all that sort of travel and all that sort of restrictions, and you can't do this and you can't do that and you've got to do this and you've got to go that way and you've got to go up and round and down and in and out and up and down and take your shirt off and all that stuff. It's not a bad trip at all, really. It was what it was. It was a very expensive trip. £1,327 it cost to get out there. So a very, very expensive trip in terms of all that side of things. But it's done now. It's on the rankings. It's complete. So we move forward now to Milton Keynes for the next Super Series event. Till then, it's going to be gym work. It's going to be trying to take that weight off. It's going to be keeping the practice going, because obviously we're dropping the weight. We need to ensure that we keep that practice up, because we don't want those differences. So practice through that, and then hopefully, maybe even get a little tiny holiday in there somewhere. Maybe go Skegness for a weekend or something. It's been a long time of just loneliness, shall we say. So yeah, it'd be nice to get away with the family for a couple of days as well in between there and then. So but that's where we stand at the moment, guys. You won't hear from me for the next couple of days, because I will be joining the Enough is Enough movement over on social media for the social media boycott. So you won't be hearing from me for a couple of days until Tuesday. So have a great weekend, guys, and I'll catch you all soon for some more Edgar TV. Edgar TV.